Did you interact with any anti-GamerGate people? What was that like?
Oh, yes. I have friends who were warning me, stay away from it. Oh, they hated games. A lot of people don't like games, and especially as an academic, uh, people just assumed they were bad and wondered what I was doing, and I would try to explain to them. Uh, but I don't think I ever met any of the activists. I wouldn't have minded meeting. I wouldn't have minded debating them. I can sort of get along with anybody. I'm willing to listen to them.
Do you think most people in GamerGate did a good job condemning harassment?
A lot of people tried. I don't. I mean, it varied. I mean, there were. I remember within GamerGate, there were people who tried to referee conversations, and that people would be thrown out if they became abusive or misogynist or anything like that. And from my standpoint viewpoint, I saw people condemning it. And the other thing is, if you really cared about games, you knew that this harmed the reputation of gamers and Gamergate. Every time, and that's why people suspected it might even be the other side who were making the threats, because it was so harmful to the cause of the gamers.
Some people would
So
say when you, oh God,
yeah, go ahead.
some people would say that when you say something like some people thought it might have been the other side, they might say, well, that sounds kind of like victim blaming, even if there were a couple of instances where people did possibly do that. But it sounds like you're putting the blame for the harassment on the victims, possibly.
Well, I'm not putting it, but I think it's interesting is that were the worst kind of abuse, just horrific things that happened to several women who were criticizing gamers. No one to this day knows who did it. It remains an open question. And at one point, I don't know if it's who knows what's true, but it was some like the character in Brazil was outed, and he was just a troll. Got thrills from causing disruption. I mean, that happens.